What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Realistic Career Mode. This is episode number 35. We're starting today's stuff with a brief look at the league table once again. As you can see, 3 games to go. FIFA is practically guaranteed now due to the goal difference swing. As you can see, Arsenal 6 points behind and a major goal difference gap. Plus, of course, as we know, we have the game in hand as well. But 3 games to go in the Premier League. And they're all away days and all tough ones as well. We are 3 points behind our first opponents today. Pep Guardiola's Manchester City away at the Etihad Stadium. Worst goal difference record, only slightly to be fair as well. But heading into this game here, it's safe to say it's now or never. The Champions League dreams hanging by a thread after just 1 point from our past 2 games. The loss to Chelsea, the draw to West Ham, and now needing to head to the Etihad Stadium, the side that beat us in the EFL Cup final, and probably, realistically, needing a win as well. Can the Saints pull off the impossible? Well, heading into the game, I've got to be honest, no wins in our last 3. FA Cup semi-final lost to Chelsea, then lost to them in the Premier League, and then the draw against West Ham as well. There wasn't much confidence, there wasn't much optimism, but it is worth pointing out we have had some great form prior to those past 3 games. We got on a great winning run, it was superb. We haven't been to the scalp so far in the series, but I said if it was ever a time to do it, it was now. And 9 minutes in, oh my goodness, he's done it again. The Welsh wizard back at St Mary's, Gareth Bale, opens the scoring and puts us in front at the Etihad Stadium. It was an amazing end-to-end sequence as well. Raya with the save on one end, and then Lookman's through ball finds Bale, and I love it as well. Don't you love it when a goalkeeper's rooted to the spot and doesn't dive? Exactly what happened with Edison there, as Bale slots it past the Brazilian, goal number 17, and after no wins in 3, 1 point from 6, leading at the Etihad, and as things stand, cutting the gap on Guardiola's side to goal difference. Having said that, our mood was short-lived. 21 minutes in, Julian Alvarez makes it 1-1 and puts City back on level terms. The coolest of finishes into the bottom corner as well. And, we've come to the Etihad, in the Premier League, and, we got a draw against them last season, back in Season 1 here. I think that was match day 4. So a really good result. We stood up to them really, really well last year in the FA Cup quarter-final, whilst we did lose. EFL Cup final, again, we lost, but we only lost in the final 5 minutes. We drew against them at St Mary's this year. Against Man City, we actually play really, really well. We just don't win, and that's why 29 minutes in I was getting so frustrated because I'm playing really well against these guys, but I just can't beat them. A quick fire double for Julian Alvarez, 2 goals in 7 minutes. Guardiola's loving it, and I'm sitting there thinking, how do I beat this Spaniard, man? Because I play really well against Man City every single game. I just don't get the rub of the green. Man City in front for the first time in the game, turned the game on its head, and right before the break, Che Adams so close to putting us back on level terms. Edison with the save keeps it 2-1. So at half time I was thinking, do you know what? All I can do is do my best. And every time I face these guys, I play really, really well. We've had 2 draws against them in the Premier League. Last season here, this year at St Mary's. Again, we pushed them every step of the way in the EFL Cup final. Last year in the FA Cup quarter-final here. Pushed them every step of the way, but lost it 4-2. We could score here. We could play well here. And I knew there was going to be a chance to get back on level terms. He missed a chance right before the break, but right after the restart, gets it right at his second attempt. Che Adams fires it home. 2-2, and I was thinking, okay, alright, let's go at them now. Half an hour to go, tied at 2-2. A draw keeps us 3 points behind. It's certainly not a bad result at all, but a win would cut it to goal difference. I was pushing, I was pressing, I was looking for a winner. And 63 minutes in, Ritsu Doan puts us back in front for the second time in the game. And I've got to say here, we talk about goalkeepers a lot in this year's FIFA and how inconsistent they are. Edison, my goodness gracious me, one of the best goalkeepers in Europe. What on earth is this? Tried to catch him out of the near post, did exactly that, but the weaker right foot of Ritsu should not have beaten Edison from that angle. Somehow he does, it's 3-2, and we're back in front for the second time in the game. And after that, it was all hands on deck. It was such a topsy-turvy game. Momentum was changing like crazy throughout the entire match. It felt unbelievable. And with 12 minutes to go, after it was a great save by Raya, we still led by 1. I gotta say, I felt so hard done by for this goal here. Okay, you could say for our third goal, there's a goalkeeping error, if you will, but as Maxi Gomez levels it for Manchester City, this was so sickening. Diao deflects the ball, and then Salisu gets robbed. I just couldn't react on time, and Maxi Gomez takes full advantage. It's just unlucky. Like, you know, okay, maybe you could say I could have reacted quicker, pressed the circle button quicker, whatever, but let's be honest, that's quite an unfortunate goal to concede there. Man City back on level terms, 3-3. And then in stoppage time, one final chance, Ward-Prowse jukes out Phil Foden and wins a free kick on the edge of the area. Final kick of the game in the 5th minute of stoppage time. And James Ward-Prowse with the chance to win us the game with the final kick. And he bends it just wide of the post, and the referee blew for full time as soon as the ball crossed the line. Final score 3-3 at the Etihad, and just 2 points now picked up from 9. Having said that, the 3 games we've had, Chelsea, West Ham and Man City, I mean, it's not exactly disastrous, but oh, I just can't beat these guys, and we're still searching for our first Scalper to save. And again, you saw the stats here. I thought they were quite deceptive. Man City's XG was higher than ours, but I thought it really was an even game. Could have gone either way. In the end, I think a draw was probably the right result as well, but it could have gone either way. And that free kick on the edge, I'll tell you what, James has scored 4 goals this season. Every single one has been a cracker. The stars were aligned. It just felt like fate when I won that free kick there, but unfortunately, wasn't to be, couldn't do it, and as you can see, we had to hold on and settle in the end for a draw. I haven't scored a single free kick in FIFA 22. I think I'll go the whole FIFA without scoring one. I just can't do it. So as you can see, the gap remains at 3. Europa League is now mathematically guaranteed, but what you might have seen there as I scrolled down the league table's fixtures, with 3 points behind Man City, being a penultimate game of the season, we play first. We play on the weekend away at Molineux against Wolves with nothing to play for. Manchester City have got the leaders Liverpool aiming to win the title. So, based on how tight it is with the goal difference right now, despite the draw against Man City, I was still thinking we could be 4th heading into the final day. Win at Molineux and Liverpool beat Manchester City. If there's enough of a goal swing, we'll move into 4th on goal difference. And that's why 5 minutes in, how often do I talk about it? Sometimes you expect the easiest games to be formalities, sometimes they're the hardest ones. Wolves, mid-table, nothing to play for. 5 minutes in, it's 1-0. Yep, typical. Enzo Fernandez puts Wolves in front, and we fall behind against Bruno Lage's side. I've mentioned it before, there are certain grounds I can't stand going to in FIFA Career Mode. Molineux, I'm not as bad at Molineux as I am at some other grounds, but I do find it a tricky place to come. So I guess I wasn't too surprised that despite them having nothing to play for, they got themselves in front and almost went 2-0 up. 20 minutes in, great save by David Rayon Ruben Neves prevents a disaster. Still down by a goal, and lose this game and it would surely be over. Even if Liverpool to beat Man City on the penultimate game of the season, we'd still be 3 points behind, we'd still have the worst goal difference record, and we've got Manchester United away on the final day. Man City are home to Crystal Palace. So really, a loss in this game, whilst mathematically it might not mean the CL dreams are over, it would definitely feel like it. So we needed a very, very least a point in this game. It was a very balanced first half. I've got to be honest, both teams had chances. We always saw Bale get yet another goal here. Max Kilman off the line after his shot was scuffed and eventually cleared. Still down by a goal, but I was really surprised it was only 1-0 in the first half. You know that FIFA nowadays is just like goal glut, goal glut, goal glut. Both goalkeepers in this first half were sublime. We might have conceded, but Raya made a couple of incredible saves, including here with the right boot. As we head into the break, still down by a goal, but really, it could have been like 3-3 at half time. It was crazy. But in the second half, 3 minutes after the restart, I knew we couldn't afford to lose this game. Mathematically, if Man City would avoid defeat against Liverpool in the week, that would mean guaranteed we'd be locked in 5th on the final day. We had to find a leveller, but 5 minutes after the restart, instead we fell 2 goals behind. Enzo Fernandez, the Argentine, with another. The former River Plate midfielder bags his brace, and we trail by 2. 2-0 down at Molineux, and as things stand, surely, no doubt about it, we are going to be finishing in 5th. just couldn't seem to get the chances to find the back of the net. We had several of them throughout the entire game, but Jose Sarr made some fantastic saves, the Portuguese shot stopper, the thorn in my side. I wasn't clinical enough, and whilst Wolves, after going 2-0 up, did sort of sit back on that lead, we had the chances, I just couldn't finish. 15 minutes to go, we did. 2 goals in 2 games for Ritsu Doan, our Japanese winger, catches Jose Sarr out with the weaker right foot, just like he did to Edison. It's 2-1. We're back in the game, but we needed some more late heroics. 15 minutes to go. The gap cut to 1. The deficit halved. Once again, it's Ritsu down the right-hand side with Ruben Vinagre to beat. Steps around in. Whips one in. Deflection. Ward-Prowse's shot blocks. And he's done it once again. Late game hero. Not for the first time this season. 11 minutes on the clock. Gareth Bale once again, 18th goal of the season for the Welsh Wizard and the Vet, keeping our Champions League dreams alive and hanging by a thread. Out jumps Willy Bolly, beats the Ivorian and the Portuguese shot stopper Sarr as well. And from 2-0 down, 2 goals in 6 minutes ensure we claim a point at Molineux. It's not a great result, it's a slip up, there's no doubt about that. But I guess I'll take it. We were staring down the brink of guaranteeing Europa League and nothing better. I feel like I should have won it with the chance we had, but I guess I will take the point. 2-2, the final score at Molineux. We battled back from 2 goals down to claim the point, but all I knew was this. Heading into the final day of the season, it might come in vain if Man City would beat Liverpool on Wednesday night. So after I got done with my post-match interview, I'd simulate through to Thursday, and this was it, a moment of truth. Could we still qualify for the Champions League with a game to go, or would our dreams be ended here with a game to spare? No, we're still in there, baby. Liverpool beat Manchester City to go 3 points clear of Chelsea and are now just 1 point away from the title on the final day against the rock-bottom Robins. But for us, after Liverpool's win at Anfield, talk about your missed opportunities. Had we won by 2 goals or more, we would have gone 4th. In the end, a draw, a slip-up, if nothing else, does cut the gap to 2 points on Man City, but it still means on the final day, well, there's a chance, but it's a very slim one. We go to Old Trafford, who have guaranteed 3rd place in Champions League football. We must beat Ralph's Red Devils. And as for Manchester City, well, realistically, they might just need a point, and they've got Crystal Palace already relegated at the Etihad Stadium. Do you know what, though? There's still a chance, and we go to the final day knowing there is still a miracle that could become a possibility. But that will end today's episode of the Realistic Career, guys. Massive thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. And I'll see you for the season finale, the final day, where we must win at Old Trafford to have any chance of Champions League football very soon.